Today, Precarious plays Stardew Valley! See, that's something that you don't have to worry about in Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Things falling from the sky that slowly kills all of your crops.
I have a meteor in my backyard that begs to differ.
Maybe. I guess maybe that could kill your crops. Mm-hmm. You can probably use your axe to chop up some advanced logs now in your fields, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to the story.
I do that type of boring cleaning stuff when y'all aren't watching.
So Levi the Timberwolf. Mm-hmm. I built a fortification around the crashed ship. And then I called my allies using a comms console. Mm-hmm. I called nearby villages and I said, I need immediate aid. And they sent people. Mm-hmm. 2 different towns sent 2 different groups. They were about 9 strong. They congregated around the fortifications I had built. Mm-hmm. It was basically just a box around it with a loop back that led out away from my town.
Yeah.
And that's where I was planning to fight. Because I had this feeling, and it gave you like a hint. Like I didn't know for sure, but I was pretty sure that whenever it was attacked, it would defend itself in some way.
Yeah.
So I prepared for the worst. And I marshaled my forces, I equipped everybody, I called in backup, I put the animals like in the animal safety zone, including Levi. Mm-hmm. Like I wasn't sure what was gonna happen, so anybody that was, like my hunters all had an animal assigned to them to help them hunt in case of emergencies.
Right.
But I disabled that. So I sent all of like the pets basically to the pet safety zone that I had set up. And then I attacked. And oh boy, was there a response. A massive mechanoid foe called a centipede just sort of lumbered its way out of the ship. I guess it lumbered. It was lumber-esque. It doesn't have any legs. It just has rings, and it just contracts and moves like a big centipede, I think. But it's a big mechanical monstrosity, and it was equipped with a minigun, a weapon that I had never seen before. Mm-hmm. My allies immediately started fighting, and tragically, they were all shot to death. And with, I think, all 18 of them, managed to take down one of the middling mechanoid threats, called a Scyther. Which, personally, I think might have been a mistake, because I cannot look at it, at the name, without thinking, Scyther! And expecting a Pokemon. Like, I'm like, I just need to hit it with a rock. I need to hit it with a rock attack, and it'll go down in one shot. Somebody throw a rock at it. But I eventually, I prevailed, right?
Right.
I used I basically wound up just using one lone gunman, my person that had the highest skill and the shortest cooldown time, with a relatively small arm, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't using like a minigun, I wasn't using like a rocket launcher, I wasn't using a sniper rifle, I just wound up using like, I think it was just some form of either assault. It was either some form of rifle or either the SMG or the PDW, which is a personal defense weapon. It's an Uzi, if you've seen one of those in media. Mm-hmm. So I was using something relatively tiny, and I took down the centipede, I took down the Scyther, and then I started dismantling the ship. Like, I started having everybody use some combination of melee attacks and guns to defeat it. Right up until I thought it was going to, like, it was running out of HP, and I had all of my melee people back off and run out of the tunnel. And that turned out to be a mistake, but there's no way that I could have known. I could have been sure that it wasn't going to explode. I mean, short of, like, cheating, like checking a wiki or something. Mm-hmm. And in that time, tragedy struck, which is different from disaster. Mm-hmm. in a last, like, oh my god, it felt scripted. What? Aquamarine?
Should I, like...
You should keep one of each.
Yeah, but does it sell for the same amount as it does at the blacksmith shop?
I think so, but you should still keep one of each.
Yeah.
Even after you've put them all in the box. In the bank, in the community center. For a reason that I will reveal to you some other time.
Okay.
Just make sure you keep one of each of the minerals. So, in a last desperate, petty move, the AI controlling the crashed ship emitted a final, focused psychic pulse that I think was probably just scripted to target the closest animal. Mm-hmm. But the closest animal was Levi. And he went ape shit. Well, Timberwolf shit. He went nuts and started attacking one of my colonists. So the only option I had was to send one of my melee people to go fight Levi. And I thought of a possible solution to save his life. Mm-hmm. Quickly, but not quickly enough, because my animal handler had already run over equipped with a longsword and had attacked him a few times with that. But then I realized, oh wait, I'll just beat him down with fists. So I had my animal handler throw their sword down and start boxing a timberwolf. And it worked. He punched Levi to the ground. He lost his manhunter state. And then I had one of my doctors rescue him, bring him back inside, and patch him up.
Oh.
But the sad thing is that in those first few longsword strikes, Levi was... I like to think that he was unencumbered of his right paw. Oh. He was just really heavy, and it was weighing him down.
Ew.
So
wait, you had a timber wolf that was like rescued, a timber wolf rescue that's missing a foot?
Yes, but I have to say that eventually it has a pretty happy middle and then a really sad epilogue. The story of Levi. Eventually, I found and tamed a female timberwolf.
Oh.
And Levi and Lexi, and the colonists named the animals. I don't get to pick, so I was really disappointed that they went for alliterative names.
Oh, really? I was thinking that was cute.
No, if it had just been alliterative, that would have been one thing. But doing the thing where it's just one character, that's stupid.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to. It would often be hard for me to distinguish between them at a glance.
Oh.
Because the difference. Whenever you're looking at things from God space,
yeah,
the difference between an X and a V, sometimes it can be hard to make out at a glance. And it was now a big deal because one of them moved at 1/4 or 3/4 of the speed of the other. But eventually, Levi and Lexi had puppies. They had 5 of them. So Levi's legacy is strong in the colony. But tragically, and this is the tragic epilogue, at one point, while guarding the garden, guarding the garden.
Oh.
I was stumbling over that
that
sentence.
makes sense.
Yeah. While guarding the garden, Levi picked a fight with something that he couldn't beat anymore, with only one front paw and his teeth. And that was a tortoise.
Oh.
And a tortoise, he was fighting a tortoise, and it downed him. And I sent my best shooter with my finest sniper rifle down, like, well past the area where this should have been possible. And I had him start attacking the tortoise. And he missed.
Oh.
He missed, and the shot, I'm not joking, it was like, hold on, let me math this. I'm gonna actually get the math right. So this is 90, this is 45. I'd say it was like a 30 degree, it was like 30 degrees off, right?
Yeah.
This shot. He fired like 30 degrees off, hit Levi right in the heart, and killed him. It was okay, though. I've been playing that colony. That colony has been doing well for a
How
while.
old was Levi?
He was in the last 3 years of his lifespan,
Okay, well, at least
and I
that.
think they either lived to be 12 or 15.
Gosh.
So he was either
I'm
like
gonna
9 years old
snuggle
or
up
12 years
with
old.
my blue teddy bear and go to sleep and try not to dream
After that
about
tragic story.
That was sad.
Well, no, it's cool. It's cool because now
That's like a brave tale, though.
I made Levi has the sort of dubious honor of being the first member of my colony to perish, and he got the first marble sarcophagus.
Aww.
Yeah, everybody gets a sarcophagus.
It's like that monument to Balto the dog.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about Balto, and not the shitty Disney version.
But his legacy lives on. It's strong. It lives on and hold on, let me think of them. It's Makar, Boozer, Payne, like Rustler and Snuffy. They have the best
please let
names.
all of those be true. That's awesome.